I couldn't take it. At 23, you know, I got people telling me, you're young, you got your whole life in front of you and stuff like that, but I feel like I'm 80 years old inside. I feel dead already. You know, why not just seal the deal and end this hurt, this pain that I'm feeling, this pain that I'm causing everybody else, my loved ones and everybody. Why not just end it? When I got my gun, you know, I had everything laid out, and I sat there.
4 years before, Ricardo Pereyda had joined the U.S. Army Military Police Corps in hopes of following in his grandfather's footsteps.
My dad was in the service, and he and my dad were the best of friends. And he wanted to do what Dad did.
When September 11th happened, I signed up originally to go to Afghanistan. That's where the people were that attacked us. You know, that's where everybody was saying that's where they are. So I signed up and, yeah, let's go to Afghanistan.
Pereyda found himself deployed to Iraq instead in 2004.
Combat wasn't hard. That's survival right there. The hard part is wondering when it's going to be you. You know, when is it going to be you that gets hit by the V-bid or the IED or the sniper? That's the hard part, you know, not knowing.
One night, Pereyda's squad fired on a suspicious truck. Pereyda performed first aid on the driver, a confirmed insurgent who had been shot more than 18 times, and wound up saving his life. While Pereyda's squad was away, another squad took their mission. They were hit with an explosive that caused devastating injuries, and a friend of Pereyda's was among the injured.
Here I am, saving this, you know, person, and, you know, my buddy who takes our mission ends up getting hit. You know, and when we came back and I found that out, you know, I went in his hooch and I cried.
After a year in Iraq, Ricardo Pereyda came home.
Most often, what I see when veterans come home is usually about the first year is pretty much okay. They're real happy to be home. And usually at about a year to 18 months, what I would term the wheels start to fall off.
I was angry. I'd go on rages, you know, I'd go out to the bars and look for fights, you know, on the streets, look for fights. You look at me wrong, like, let's go. You know, I wanted something to get that adrenaline back and get that feeling back.
He was agitated, nervous, paranoid. We went to the grocery store and he saw a yard sale sign and flung over into the other lane and took a different route because he thought it was a IED.
When I was going through that, you know, about a year and a half after I got back, my wife had enough, I guess. And when she left, it was like the bottom of the bucket just dropped out.
In the process of applying for disability benefits, Pereyda came across letters from his family members detailing the changes they'd seen in him.
It was so devastating. You know, I couldn't believe, you know, what I had become, you know, and how I was treating them. And I was like, is this it? You know, is this how I'm going to live the rest of my life?
That day, Pereyda wrote a letter of apology to his loved ones and held a gun to his head.
Hand shaking, finger on and off the trigger. And I just got this thought, like, looking at the letters, like, you know, I'm thinking, I'm here, I'm like thinking about blowing my damn head off, apologizing for bringing all this this grief and sorrow to my family, but yet I'm gonna be putting more on them by taking my life. I couldn't do it. You know, thank God.
The analogy I often use is when they were civilians, if somebody was shooting at them, if somebody were to shoot at us, our natural tendency is going to be to run away, right? Get away from harm. In the military, you're taught if somebody's shooting at you, you actually run towards the fire because that's how you break an ambush. Treatment is much like that. You have to go towards the pain to get through it.
I went through a very difficult period, to be sure, of about 4 years where I was just lost. It wasn't for the people who loved me, who were telling me, you know, you need to seek help. You need to get out there and go to these you know, therapy programs and stuff like that. You need to talk to somebody. I wouldn't be here.
In 2010, Pereyda decided to enroll in the University of Arizona. It was there that he found the UA Veterans Education and Transition Services Center, or VET Center.
They plucked him out of line. He was waiting in line to register, and they said, oh, we'll fast track this for you, come on. And so they took him to the VET Center, and they got his schedule all set, and it was a very warm and welcoming place. So he got completely involved in the VET Center, and that is what saved his life.
I wrapped myself up in it. I found a release. Yeah, I found something that I could give back to that was also giving back to me.
Pereyda eventually helped lead the expansion of the VET Center. He has since scaled back his work with the center, but he remains an outspoken advocate for veterans' issues.
We as a country, also the military, we give them the illusion you're going to go off and, you know, be exposed to all this stuff, and you're going to come home and be the same again, rather than you're going to be changed. What you do with that change determines whether it's, quote, good or bad. They joined to be of service to the country, and so if they have that, a place to be of service, then they do really well.
I look back at where I've come from, you know, and where I'm at now, and the role that I've been able to play in other people's lives, you know, and what I've been able to see as far as helping other people come out of that hellhole. You know, it's been a roller coaster, you know, but I want to change it for the world.